Good morning, everybody. It's Debbie with the Fancy Stamper. I just want to say hello and good morning. Welcome to my page. If you've never been here before, if you have, welcome back. I'm going to do a really cute card today, and I know I always tell you this, that it's a cute card and it's really easy, but it looks really hard. This is one of those cards. It looks like it's not easy, but it's totally easy. And you're going to see what I mean as soon as I put it together for you. Now, first I'm going to show you the stamp set. This is it. It's called, it's some glare on it. Let's just get it up a little higher so there's no glare. Translucent Florals. And this is actually a bundle. Look at all those pretty flowers. I know some people keep saying, well, we've got a lot of flower stamps already. And that's true. We do have a lot of flower stamps, but this is different. We don't have anything like this with see-through. I know, it looks really good, right? So that's the nice part about it. It's so different from what we already have. Now this you can get in a bundle. It's not yet available, so it's not out yet, so don't start looking for it yet. This is actually a preview of something that's going to be coming out very soon. You know how we have the mini catalogs a couple times a year, and one is kind of geared towards Valentine's Day, Easter, and all that, and then the next one is geared towards Halloween and Christmas and all those other holidays. Thanksgiving, all those thankful and grateful. I love those stamp sets so much. But anyway, that's the stamp catalog that's going to be coming out. That's the mini that's going to come out. And you know it always comes out around the summertime somewhere. So this is coming very soon, and pretty soon we're going to have this available. Now the demonstrators can already get it, which is great. So that's a good thing with demonstrators, and that's why we're always telling you guys, if you want all the perks, become a member of our team, and then that way you can get all the stuff early like we do, which is awesome because we got to get this early. So we actually use this. You probably can see it down below. We had a little activity called Creativity Now, and the demonstrators got to go to it. Hi, good morning, Janice. And so that was what we got to work with, this one, and I'm going to show you the cards. When you see these cards, I'm gonna put some up. Okay, here's one of the very simple cards I made with this stamp set. Now this didn't require hardly any work on my part, just a couple of presses with the stamp, and that was it. And they stamp out so beautifully. Look at how pretty that is. And I did barely any work for that. And it's just so cute, right? I love it too. I mean, it's just adorable. So that was with doing the simple method. And when I tell you that every card I made with this set was really simple, you may not want to believe me, but it's true. Okay, here's the other one. This is the one people don't believe it's really easy, but it is. Okay, this is the other one, and this is the one I used with their dies. Now, if you can see that, and I don't know if you can recognize what it is, because a lot of people can't. Now see, it's got a little, you can't see until you get up close. It's got that little, what's it called? The embossing folder. Thank you. I just jogged my mind. So yeah, it's got the little embossing folder. I understand it's white on white, so it's kind of hard to see. But see how neat that is? Now that, oopsie, sorry, those are vellum flowers. I never work with vellum, hardly ever, because to me vellum is one of those papers that's very fiddly. It's very hard for me to work with, and I don't seem to have as much luck with it. So I stay away from vellum usually. But on this case, they showed us a really easy way to work with it. And I'm telling you, it was so pretty. So here's another one using the same color pattern. I used Fresh Freesia on this one, and it was Highland Heather on the other one. This one I used some Pool Party. Isn't the Pool Party pretty? I know, I love it. It's so delicate looking. And the leaves are just as easy. So I'm going to show you the one we made for today. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to get that vellum looking exactly how you want it. Now the vellum comes in 8.5 by 11 sheets, just like the rest of our paper. So this is what it looks like when you get it, just like this, just in a package. And then what I usually do is I take it out and I cut it into strips like this, like about 2.5 inches wide, and then just different lengths. And I do it like this for these kind of projects because that way I can color small sections of it and then I can put it through my Big Shot machine or whatever cut and die machine I'm using at the time. I don't even have a Big Shot. I have a Big Shot, but I don't use it anymore. I have the new cut and emboss machine from Stampin' Up. So that's what I use. But yeah, this is so easy to do, and I'm going to show you right now after I turn you down how to do it. It's so easy. And today is actually the last day of joining our team for that great discount they have. Because you know, every once in a while Stampin' Up gives these awesome starter kit deals. Well, they're doing it again right now. And it ends today. Well, it ends tomorrow. It ends June 30th. So you have a whole nother day, but still, it's one of those things where for $99, you end up getting about $188 worth of free goodies, which is awesome because it's almost doubling your money. But you know, you get $155 worth of product, and then you get a paper pumpkin kit, which is worth $22, and you get free shipping, which is about 11 bucks. So altogether, that's $188, which is awesome. So I'm going to turn you guys down, and we're going to start working on this, and then you can see how easy it is to make this thing. It's so awesome. Okay, so this is the part where you might want to close your eyes because it gets kind of wiggly. All right. So glad you were able to join me today. And remember, if you come in late, don't worry. You can always go back and see more of it later. Okay, I'm just going to keep it like this for now. There we go. All right. Let's see where we are. Okay, I think you can see. Oh, you get a good view of my tablecloth. That's nice. All right, so here's our card again. And this gives you a little bit better, although it doesn't really show up that good, does it? This really pretty embossed piece is not really showing up very well on the camera, but you can see it when I move it a little closer. And it's really a nice look. So I love that. And I love this sentiment, wishing you all the happiness in the world. That is a really cute sentiment to me. So I think that's really pretty. Now on the inside, if you wanted to, you could also put a decoration or you could stamp. I didn't do any of that there, but you could if you wanted to. No problem there. All right, so I have some different colors here. And when I was talking to you about coloring these, the easy part about it is all you have to do is grab whatever color you're going to work with. And this one is just the Highland Heather. This is the dark Highland Heather. And using the brush end, because the brush end works so much better in this case, you're just going to come down here and just start coloring it like this and making a little bit of a block there. So that's what I did. If you want to, you can go over it again, make it a little bit darker. Just takes a few seconds to dry. And then I usually, well, let me show you how I actually did it so you'll see. So I'm going to put another section here. All right. And that really doesn't take much time at all. So that's nice and easy, right? I know, that's pretty simple. It's nice when things are simple. I don't like it when things don't always have to be complicated, do they? Nope, they sure don't. And then what I did for this bigger flower down here that you see is I just took these two pieces and I put them on here so that they would fit properly. There we go. Looks like I have to color that in a little more, which I will. So I just get them on there so that they fit, and then I run them through my die cutting machine. So it's really nice because when you're done, you end up with a really cute cutout. Here we go. I'm going to show you the one I did. That was in boho blue. It's really cute. Here's the one in boho blue. But isn't that sweet? Look how nice that comes out. So those cut out and they come out just like that. And they come out perfectly cut the first time, which is nice. We don't want to have to fight with our die cutting machine, right? And for the leaves, all I did was I took the same piece of vellum, just a little strip that I had already cut, and I grabbed I used Granny Apple Green. So this is actually the light Granny Apple Green. And I just did another one here. And in the leaves, you have a couple different sizes. You've got, as you can see from probably the card, there's a big one and a small one. So I just made sure I got the ones I needed. Here's the bigger one. Here's the small. Oh, that's the smaller one. And here's the bigger one. So you just put those on just like that, and you run those through your die cutting machine, and you get some other really cute little leaves. So you're all set. You have everything you need once you do that. Now they do have this little piece, and I do want to show it to you because it's important. I just used black cardstock for this one, but you could color this vellum in. You could color it in black. Yeah, I know. The thing with that, Janice, is that you don't always think of that because you think that the ink pad is always the best thing, but it's not. It will kind of smear. So you don't always get the best results with the ink pad, unfortunately, on vellum. But just try it. Try it with your alcohol blends, and you'll see that it's really nice. So this is the other little piece I was going to show you, and you just run it through with a piece of basic black cardstock like that, so that we can have something for the center. I was using embellishments here, but I noticed that when I used this, it was even cuter, so that's what I did with that one. Okay, so I'm going to put that back. I'm going to put these back, because we already ran them through, of course, so we didn't have to make you guys wait all day. And again, these are kind of cool because you can see all the different embossing folders we have. This one is called Hobnail Glass Dots, and it's part of a 3-pack. This one comes in a pack of 3. There's this one, and then there's 2 others that are different designs. I used this for a different thing. I actually ran this over the vellum after I colored it because I wanted to get some dots on the vellum. I'm going to show you that one right now because it's pretty cool. I thought it would be neat to get a little texture on that vellum and see how it looked, so I thought I would do that with that one. And then for the background one, as you see on this card here, I used our other one called Quatrefoil Tile, and it's really pretty. So that is also a good one to try to use, and it definitely is pretty, and you'll like it. So just, you know, play around with it. That's what I usually do. I play around with different things. They didn't use these when they showed us the samples, but they basically just showed us this sample with the plain stamping right on the card, which is nice and simple. And then they showed us this one too, and a couple of other versions with different, they used different colors. They used a lot of Poppy Parade, which I'm not a big fan of. So here's the one in the pool party, which I thought was so pretty. Okay, so we're gonna move this to the side. Let me grab some of our supplies out here, and that way we can get busy and build our own up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab another piece of, this is actually thick, the thick white cardstock. It's the basic white, and it's the thick cardstock, so that once you burnish it in the middle, it's nice and sturdy, so you're not gonna have to worry about that falling off or getting flimsy or anything like that. And then this is the Quatrefoil that we had already ran through our machine. So that's nice and embossed. It's really pretty. And that's going to go right in the middle here. All right. And then let's see, what else do we have? Here's the other pieces I was telling you about. These are the ones that I went ahead and colored. And then I used this Hobnail Glass Dots, this one right here, to make this really pretty design on there. Look at how pretty those little dots came out. Aren't those pretty? They're not really overpowering. They're kind of delicate, but you can still see them. And I think that's awesome. I think it gives it just that little bit of texture that's really cool. So that's what we're gonna use. Okay, so I'm gonna slide these down there. So we've got those ready to go. And I will grab some of our little mini dots. Mini glue dots are good for this kind of thing. And let's see what else we got here. We have some leaves. We have a big leaf. Well, that's the little leaf. We have a big leaf, a little leaf, and I have this little leaf too. And we have these 2 little black centers that's going to go on there. All right, so let's start with our pick your tool so that we can go ahead and get this all lined up on there. It'll look really nice. And failing that, we'll grab one of our old standbys that we have. Here's our picker tool. Okay, we'll use this one because it's right here. All right, so to make things a little bit easier, I'm gonna go ahead and get this one adhered on here first so we'll know where that's at. And for that, I'm just gonna use some of our, this is just some of our multi-purpose glue, our Tombow, which is so easy to use. Now remember, on all these, one side's gonna be really bumpy, one side's gonna be a little flatter. Okay, so remember that you can always feel good about putting the glue on the flatter side. It will absorb and it will stick just fine, okay? So you don't have to worry. And if you don't want to use multi-purpose Tombow liquid glue, you can always use Stamp and Seal. You can use tear and tape. You can use any kind of adhesive you feel comfortable with. It just depends on what you want to use and what you have handy, really. You know, that's what I go by. And this piece is just going to get centered on here, so I'm just going to center that on there and press it down so that it will stick. Hi Diane, good morning. Nice to see you today. We're making these pretty cards right here. These are so cute. This is from that one from Creativity Now, the translucent flowers. It's so pretty. But I did something a little different with this vellum. I ran it through another one of our embossing folders to make it look really a little bit different, you know, and just kind of give it that extra dimension. So yeah, that's what we decided to do. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this one stamped up too. This is just our sentiment. And I want to stamp this up because I want to put it here because I'm going to put the flower over it. I'm going to kind of put that flower on top of it a little bit. So let's just grab, I think I'll use our Highland Heather ink. So we'll do that. Perfect. And if you jump on here and I didn't talk to you yet, just say hi or leave a comment so I can see who you are. And then I can say hi to you. So this just says, wishing you all the happiness in the world. And I'm going to stamp that about halfway down. Okay. The reason is because I want, oh, are you resting? Good, you rest. I'm going to just put that on there because I want the bottom to be kind of empty because I'm going to have a flower covering that. All right. Perfect. So this is going to just use, you can do anything you want here, really. You can use dimensionals and pop it up a bit. I think I'm going to. Or you can just glue it down here flat. It doesn't matter, but I have dimensionals ready, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop a few dimensionals on there so that it can go, have just a little bit of extra texture to it, right? I think it'll look good. Alrighty, so I have those on there. And just take these rest of them off. And get that on there. I like putting dimensionals on them sometimes just to give it a little bit of an extra boost, I guess. I know. All right. Now I could have used the Granny Apple Green here if I wanted to. Either one, because I know I did it with this one. The Granny Apple Green looks really cute too. But you know, I did it with the Highland Heather, and that's just fine. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere it right about here. Okay. So that's on there. And get those off of there. Perfect. Now we're going to make up our flowers. And the way we do that is we're just going to use our little mini glue dots right here. And all I do is I just put one mini glue dot on top of the flower. And I put it right in the center there. It's so super easy. You'll see. So I put it right in the center. I just hold it on there. I mean, you could use your pick your tool if you need to, but you can also just hold it over the thing like that, lift it up, and it's on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick this on here so it makes a little flower. So you just want to cover up the little blank spots like that. There we go. So now here's one of our flowers. There we go. And this is going to go in the center, this little black dot. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to stick one of these little glue dots on top of it, lift it up, and then stick it in the center right here. Okay, there's one of our little flowers. And then for our other flower, that's the littler one. Don't those little dots look cute on there? The little, I think those are really cute, the little embossing folder dots. Those are cute. I like them. Okay, so now for the smaller flower, we do the same thing. We just take, I'm going to take this one because it's kind of weird looking. It's like irregularly shaped. So I'm going to stick one of those on the back of that. And lift it up. Lift it up. There we go. And then I'll just stick it right about here. There. So now there's our little flower there. And I'm going to do the same thing with this little black centerpiece. And I just think that little black piece just really sets it off. And don't forget, you can use an embellishment. We have the little embellishments that'll work perfect here that are in black. So you can use those if you have them. And then it'll look like this. So those look good. See, I like those. Those are nice too. I just thought this was good, and I was already running things through our machine, so I figured, I'll just do it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is get one more of my little dimensionals here, and I'm going to stick that. Because this is embossed, I'm going to just stick one of my glue dots on top of that too. Now you don't have to do this, but to me it makes me feel like it's going to stick even better, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put this right about here because I wanted to kind of hold over the edge a little bit. I wanted to come over the edge of this sentiment like that. And then this one I'm going to put right underneath that. So I am going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to get another dimensional. Oh, thank you, Diane. I love it too. And you know, you're smart because that's what my mom used to do too. She just made sure she got plenty of rest, and that's what they tell you to do. So I'm glad you're following all the instructions. You're doing so great. It's so nice to see you again on here. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna stick this one right about here, and I'm gonna tuck one of the leaves kind of underneath it so it looks like it's sort of, you know, kind of together. Yeah, so that's what we have so far. And now all I'm going to do is get some of those little leaves stuck in there. So again, we're just going to use these little glue dots. We just have to stick one on there and then find a spot where we want to put it. This one's going to go down here, so I'll stick that right under there. Okay, so that one's there. And then this big leaf right here is going to go right near there. Got one more of those little glue dots. Those glue dots are so handy, aren't they? I love them. Okay, so we got another leaf there, and I'm going to put one more small leaf up top. And that's going to be it for the leaves. That's all we need for the leaves right there. I'm just going to stick that right underneath. Tuck it under there, right in between those two petals. There we go. And that's all we have for this. So we can do more stuff. We can put an embellishment if you feel like you've got to put an embellishment here. People don't like to see a lot of blank spaces sometimes, and I understand, but you don't have to. You definitely don't have to. You can just leave it like this, and that's a great card. And as I mentioned before, you can always go on the inside and put some more decorations, but that's basically it. Isn't that cute? And it was so easy. Now, when you're cutting these out on your die cutting machine, what I do, and I would recommend this to anybody, you guys are experienced crafters, so you know this already. But what I like to do is do several of my pieces of vellum, color them all in, and get whatever I need. And I just like to go through and get them all cut out all at once. And that way I can be all ready to go. So even for me now, I have a few more, you know, ready to go. If I wanted to make more cards, I have, you know, some blue ones, and I have some other colors you can, you know, I mean, look at these. Look at all these colors we have. We have so many alcohol blends. You could literally make any color combination, and you still probably never run out of color combinations, right? Hey, Miss Dawn, nice to see you. Welcome. We're just making a pretty card. And then, like I said, for that other card we made that was so simple, it was just two of their main stamps, and all you do is you make a stamp each, and look, this comes out like this. This is the easiest thing ever. But look how cute that came out. That's so adorable, right? And this took me like literally 2 seconds to make. It was so easy. This one did take a little bit longer, but you know what? It's a little fancier, and people aren't going to believe you when you said it took you 5 minutes. This one really did only take us 5 minutes. You were there. But I'm just saying, people aren't going to believe you because they're saying, no, that looks really fancy. It took you longer than that. It doesn't. It's so easy. So you're going to have to try this method at home. I think you'll really like it. And I know you're going to like this stamp set. I mean, this stamp set is so easy to use. So as soon as you're able to get it, like I said, this is coming out on our new mini catalog. If you're a demonstrator, you could have already purchased it, and you might have already purchased it. You may already have this. So check and see if you do, and you can make this right away. But you see all the different choices you have for the translucent look. You have the leaves, and then you have the actual blooms. And then the same thing with the rest. You have other things you can do, and you have a ton of dies. I mean, this thing had bunches of dies. Now they're Now they're all over the place, of course, but yeah, the dies are great. So try to get the bundle if you can. You won't be disappointed if you get the bundle. But this is just a great stamp set. I really do enjoy it. And I'm telling you, you will have tons of fun with this one. All right, I'm going to scoot you back up here. Awesome. Is anybody doing anything good for 4th of July? 4th of July weekend's coming. I know my kids are planning something. They're going to go away or do something. So I don't know. We're not, because we have animals. And most of the time around here, if you have animals, you need to stay home with them because they're so loud. It sounds like bombs are going off here because people do like to celebrate. And they have tons of I think they're illegal, And so our animals, we bring them in and we keep them comfortable. The only one of all of our animals who doesn't really care is Cody. And he's a bird dog. He's a lab. So he doesn't care if there's bombs going off and gunshot sounds. He doesn't care. He's interested in that. He thinks that's awesome. But the rest of our animals are kind of normal. So they don't like it. They get very nervous and they don't want to do anything, So we just keep them calm as best we can. And it's hard sometimes because it doesn't sound good. Yeah, I've hardly ever gone away on a 4th of July for that reason. But you guys sound like us. You're going to stay home. I remember when we were kids, we didn't have animals because my parents didn't like them. And we used to go camping all the time at 4th of July time. So that's a good time to go camping if you do that kind of thing. So we hardly ever did it. Because even when my kids were small, we had animals. As soon as I moved out and got married and had kids, I could have what I wanted. So I had animals. Yay! We're all animal lovers, huh? Well, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me for this live video. Check everything out. There's always new deals coming up. I try to send emails out when I can so that you guys know about them. Sometimes I don't get noticed until real late also, so especially when they have free shipping and things. They don't tell us until about 36 hours before. So as soon as I know, I tell you guys, because that kind of stuff is so important. I know I hate it when I miss a free shipping day. I hate it because I don't like to pay for shipping. Hey, once you get used to Amazon, nobody wants to pay for shipping anymore, so you can't blame me. It's just, it's life. I keep telling Stampin' Up! They need to get on Amazon's shipping program. They don't like it when I say that. Anyway, have a nice rest of your week, and everybody have a great 4th of July. I will see you all next week, and if you get around to making this little stamp set and making some of our cards, go ahead and share it with us here. I'd love to see them. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.